Welcome back to the channel. Now it's time to start our backsplash. You see what I've chosen there. In the other room, we've got brick on the fireplace wall. The whole wall's brick. And I wanted to stay something similar. I like continuity. We've got a travertine tile here. And we got multi-colors. We got, tans, whites, grays, browns. I think they're really pretty. And they're a 12-inch tile, and we got about 18 inches between here on the countertop and the bottom of the cabinet. So we're going to be using about 1.5 tiles high. I'm going to drop down behind the stove, but the stove has still got to come up for the floor, so I might just be running straight across. Got to go up a little bit for the micro. Probably over here we're going to go straight across, and then I'll do a cap. And that might be a good spot to put a little mini shelf above it too. I want space saving things, Over here, of course, we're going to go around. We're just going to butt the window trim. Not going to take any of that off. We got to cut around the outlets. Over here, I thought, do I want to go all the way up to the soffit? Not sure. I might just go straight again. Onto the behind the faucet we got to do. And same thing over here. We got Tiger outside. He's bird chasing. Over here on this little cabinet, we can do the back. I don't want to do this wall for sure because this is where the fridge mounts, recessed. And if I do this wall, it might be strange because I'll have to come out, do a cap, or go all the way down. And I don't know if I want to do that. And same thing here. I'm not sure I want to go down in there and do it. And then over here, the same thing. That'll be our final. So I think it's just going to be the back straight across. No reason to do this little section around here and up there because when do you stop, So probably straight across on all of it. So now I just got to calculate how many square feet or how many tiles we need. I took this one out of the package. They're Allen and Roth. There's a part number. They're silver crescent brick travertine floor and wall. They have a tumbled finish, and if you look closely, there's little natural defects in it, and that's what I liked about it. I didn't want something super smooth and fake looking, To me, that looks more like a rock. We've got little corners missing on it. So when we choose our grout, we got to pick a color that either complements the cabinets or brings out a certain color in it. We're not sure, but let me wet this and show you what it's going to look like. So here's a wet sponge, too wet. But I'm going to wet about half of this. You can really see the color. And what I want to do, you see the difference? I think it really makes it pop. And what I want to do with these tiles are seal them before I grout them, because when you grout, it's going to stick in all these little holes. And so that's not going to bother me so much if the color that we choose is good. But these tiles are 12 by 12. And then half hangs out this side, half there. So it's like easy to continue. So when I choose this, I'll probably be putting a spacer like a cardboard up against the countertop. I don't want them on the countertop. And then the surface between the countertop and the tile, I'm going to want to caulk. So I'll get colored caulk. But look at the detail in that color. I just thought they were real pretty. And of course it's more money than the wainscoting, but it's not going to look fake at all. And I think it's going to add a lot of color, especially when we got gray and the lighter gray. We got a whitewash ceiling, and we got a nice wood countertop. And I wanted some color. And when we turn on the under cabinet lighting, there's like 4 or 5 settings on that also. And if we put a warm color on, it should give us a nice little reflection. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to measure out, see how many I need. Go ahead and gather them. Get my mastic, probably a 3/16 trowel, Probably they tell you what size. Probably that. I get my grout, my adhesive, and rubber float, and the whole thing. Get everything started. We'll get these put on, and we'll have to wait at least a day. I'll get the wet tile saw in here, but wait at least a day before we grout. And it's going to use quite a bit of grout because of the depth. These are a heavy 1/4 inch thick. And so I'm going to put them up here. Let's see, where can I put them? Probably over here by the sink. Show you what they would look like installed. See that? You tell me that's not going to look sharp. The browns will bring out the trim brown, and then the light gray will bring out the cabinet and the wall color. I think it's a pretty good choice. So I'm running short on time today, but I just wanted to get the calculation, get my materials ready. So follow along, let's see our progress. So I made up a little schematic here. We got the south wall, 18 inches high, 96 to the window, 15 on this side, 28-inch window, parentheses 12 tiles, 3 tiles, 3 tiles. That should give us a slight extra. We got the west side, we got 34, 37 window, 48. Gives us 13 tiles. The north wall, we got 3 and 7 is 10, makes 40 tiles. I picked up 44 tiles. And so I think we're going to be in good shape on that. If there's when it's a defect, it can go back, whatever. And then we're going to get a start on it. Get out the window there. 3 squirrels. One up on the rock, one by the branch, one on the left there. You know, spring's a-coming. They're usually hibernating somewhat in the wintertime. To protect these countertops, I'm going to slip some cardboard up here. And this is what, 3 layers thick, so it's a heavy 1/8 of an inch. Probably not enough for a spacer. So I might look for something additional or pull it back a little and get, you know, I'd like almost a 1/4 inch. It seems like a lot, but if I want to take these countertops off, resand them, do something, I don't want to destroy everything we got going on. So I want a little bit of a gap under there. So I've got this 1/4 inch cut off piece. I don't know what we used it on, something. I think it was a tongue on one of them boards. And that's going to be about perfect. That way I can go ahead and set my tiles directly on that and slide this up to keep the countertop clean. And I think what I'm going to do is start on the corner and work my way out. The reason is if you try to, you know, work your way into the corner, and that might end up being like a focal point and you got a bunch of little tiny pieces or something there, and I'd rather have the piece out way at the end, beyond, both of them are going to be beyond the bar top. So I think I'm going to start here, and this type of tile, I think I mentioned it already, but it's like a natural stone. So I'm going to put a sealer on it, but I didn't want to lay out 40 tiles, seal them, and then have no room to work. So I think I'm going to go ahead and install them, and then after they're set up, I'll seal them prior to grouting. So I'm going to measure and figure out how I want to do it in the corner, work probably both directions out, and see how this goes. I got a wet tile saw in here, and we got to cut around outlets and around the window. You know, we're gonna, probably showed you once already, but we're gonna butt the edge of the window, so I'm gonna keep probably a caulk space of 1/8 of an inch, and then we're going up to the base of the cabinet and stop, and we're not going up the sides of the windows or nothing. So let me get some tools out. I've got a lot of materials already from leftover projects. I have a little bit of thin set, not enough. I've got a lot of mastic. I don't know why. It must be a lot of wall tile, but I'm going to go ahead and use mastic on this with a at least a 3/16 V-notch trowel, because these tiles are what should I say, not square. They have like a bond, they run. These are 12, but the full tile, if you want to measure there to the next one, will be like 14 1/8. So it's going to work out good here. If I start that wall first, I'll end up where I don't need to cut the first tile. So I'll do that one and this one, and then we got to start piecing around things here. I also found these thick cardboard pieces. I think I came with a dishwasher, and they're 1/4 inch. Pretty heavy. So I can use them. I don't have any time, so I'm just going to do like 2 tiles and let them set up overnight just because I'm excited on doing this. And I made little pencil marks, 14 and 12.5, so I know where to put my adhesive so I don't put on too much. And on the back of these, they're put together with a plastic mesh, and it's approximately 3/8 of an inch thick. So I'm going to use a 3/16 trowel head, V-notch. The adhesive I got, this one is type 1. It's got 0 VOC, and so working time on this, I believe, is like overnight on a 12 by 12, 24 hours, up to 24 hours. So I'm just going to, this is a hard one to reach, but I'm just going to go ahead and slap it on there and then take my wide trowel, and any tiles that I do on a wall, instead of grouting vertically, applying my adhesive, I go horizontal, and I think that helps trap and hold tiles from sliding down anyway. But in this case, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on, and I want to do the tile on the right first and then the left. Okay, I put it on the wall. I back buttered my tile. I'm going to go ahead and put her up. I'm going to put it a little bit high so I can move it down. But before that, I'm going to put my cardboard in there. That's that spacer. Slide her down to it. And on these tiles that move around, you don't want to bend them around, get them out of level. So you just got to be careful with that. And then she's touching. Then I got to go to the corner. I don't want it fully jammed in the corner. I want it touching. And then I think what I'm going to do is grab the level to confirm, wash my hands right here, confirm that the tiles are level before I push them in with the float. And hold on just a moment. Way over there, isn't it? I got a 12-inch tile, 12-inch level here somewhere. I'll grab the 24 quick. Not quick enough. And then just to confirm we're level, and it's exactly in the line. So what we're going to do is go ahead and mash this in. I've always back buttered the tiles, and even on a floor. I never used mastic on a floor, but I've used mastic on wall tile, and it works great, dries quick, holds fast, easier because you don't have to mix it. So that's it. And then this side, we've got 14.5, and I want the grout joint, and we've got 14 and like an 1/8, about an 1/8. And so this one's gonna be quite simple. I'm just gonna pull this one back a little, get the cardboard ready, and then I'm gonna back butter this one also. And I've got, I think, how many can I see from here? 3 of these, 1, 2, 3 of these, 1 gallon, and then a 3-gallon bucket of this. So I'm not sure which project it was on that I was tiling last, but I want to use up my own material. So here, I'm just going to do this and then finish off with a 3/16 on the back too. Or you can just do it smooth on the back. But either way, as long as you're pressing it in there, it's going to get good adhesion. So I got this buttered nicely, and I'm going to fit that. It should fit perfect in here without cutting. And I want to space it just slightly. I want caulk against the wood, caulk down this vertical. I don't like to grout the vertical because it'll crack. I got my 1/4 inch spacer. Check this side for level. I definitely got to grab that little 12-inch level out. And that's exactly in. So I think on this one, just want to confirm, it's a hard one to reach, that I got just about 1/8 of an inch grout line on either side. I think I'll come to the left just a little, like that. I'm touching our cardboard. Yep. Mash this in. Get good adhesion on it, you know. And then this is just a teaser, because I don't have time. I gotta leave, but when I come back, this is gonna be all firm and set up. This is gonna be what the final product looks like, you know. And what I'll do, I'll check to make sure I don't have any mastic coming through anywheres. I'm going to take a flat scraper and come around and scrape that off, because like I said, I don't have time. Let's see what time I got. I don't have a lot of time. It'd be nice if I had time enough to cut all these and put these in and be done with it while it's on there. But I'll probably have to come back to it. See what time I got. Well, I got a few minutes, so I'm going to take advantage of it. You can either wet the stones first and get them soaked, and then they're dripping wet, or this is a water. I just threw some water in this, and I measured 2 inches, so they might be a little tight. I might have to cut this one again. How pretty they are when they're wet. And I'm going to put the sharp edge, obviously, toward the corner, so it'll basically disappear. Okay, and I back buttered these too. And then, like I said, the cut edge we'll put to the side. Look at that. And then normally they don't sag, but we'll check on them for a minute, make sure they don't sag. And look at the color difference. I don't know if you can see past me. It's hard to film this area, but. And then to level them out again, just take your float. Make sure they're not sticking out. I like it. What do you think of that? Pretty. So I'll probably go ahead and cut them. They're all pretty simple to put in. And then I gotta leave. But when I come back, maybe tonight, I don't know if I get time enough, but I want to either work my way one direction or the other and just continue with it. And the goal is to get this all tiled tomorrow. And then at the end of the time, if I tile one way all the way, and then if I come back over and do the other direction, by the time I'm through with this side, I can probably come through and put my sealer on, and that'll give it sort of a wet glossy look. And then the following day I can go ahead and grout. That would be nice. Okay, I got any extra cleaned up. I cut my tiles, got them placed in there. Check that out. Tell me that isn't pretty. So we got multiple colors going on. I think it's going to look great. That's enough for now, just a teaser for tonight. And then I got things to do, and we'll be back at it later or tomorrow. New day. Pretty nice outside right now. Our snow's melting. We still have some on the roof. I think it's going to be 60 today. So I'm going to measure and come on across. This tile here is the one we've been borrowing pieces from to put those in. And I want to do the same spacing, come right across work my way up and around. And what's nice about this style tile is you could peel off a piece, do your cut around an outlet, around something, without doing like a plunge cut into the tile. So I like the mat in that respect. So I'll measure them, cut them, keep my same spacing, and it should go pretty quick, I would think. Well, it's coming along. It is a little difficult cutting around some of those items, but it's working. Anything that's painted, I'm just scarfing up, make sure it's really coarse. And we're going to come across on our 1 foot, and then we're going to do our 6 and finish these off. All right, I got all the way across here. I do have to quit. That's this project, you know. When you're working at home, you got to do other things. Got other work to do, so I got to take off. And this looks pretty good, though. I got a good run on it. Colors are great. The outlets have to be pulled forward, obviously, and the whole outlet box is gonna come forward. So it's gonna work out good. I like it. Nice looking cut. This little Ryobi works good. I bought this used. It was on Marketplace, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and the thing works great. Working my way around, it looks good. Well, there we have it. We got our tiles all installed. Now we gotta wait for them to dry, be overnight. Then we're gonna seal them. And then once they're sealed, we're going to grout, and I think we're going to do a silver gray. And we got to pull the outlets ahead. We knew that. The whole box is coming forward. And then we're going to wait on our covers. We're going to caulk the base. I kept a little bit of a gap at the bottom, because if we ever want to pull these countertops off and refinish them or do anything, I didn't want that, you know, right on the counter. It'd be very difficult to get them out of there. And so we're going to be caulking that. This little wet tile saw worked great. Got a little bit of waste, nothing terrible. There's about a half a tile and a bunch of pieces. And then we have about 9 square feet left over. I measured 18 plus the lineal, and I think I added like 4 tiles. But because we were underneath the window, I was able to use a lot of the pieces. So worked out pretty good to cut down on waste. I'm all for that. So what we have next, in the meantime, maybe I get time to put the TV up there. We got to put the outlet cover on. Like I said, we got to caulk the base of them. We're going to wait. This is going to be a couple more day process. I might finish out this video here. And I'm going to decide if I want to do like a little wooden cap to match this, like a chamfer, kind of like a chair rail. I'm not sure what I want to do on the top of them. I didn't want metal. I know they make the metal. And then we still have the flooring to do in here. Weather's kind of nice outside right now. The snow is almost gone on the level, and we still have 6-foot snowbanks. But look at all the twigs. There's some branches in the yard. I got a lot of cleanup to do. So it is 65 degrees today. So I'm going to head out. It's a little bit breezy, but I'm going to head out and start cleaning up some of this. Itching to get the lawnmower out. And maybe the 0-turn, hook a wagon to it. It'd be kind of fun. But hey, follow along. We'll see how far we get in this kitchen. Also, the vertical in the corner's got to be caulked. So I have color matching caulk. The gap down there, you know, it's about a 1/4 inch. Actually, I put 1/4 inch spacer there to make sure they don't go down lower. And so it is going to be a substantial amount of caulking there. But that's fine if you cut the end of the caulk proper. Get a nice smooth transition. And then, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's kind of pretty. I think it'll darken slightly when you take a sponge and dampen that. It kind of gets a little darker hue. I got to do my under cabinet lighting. So that's going to give it a nice glow underneath there. And we're going to keep moving along. Follow along in this series of the kitchen project. Thanks for watching.